Well, hello and welcome back to our. I banged my microphone. Welcome back to our getting our Shack computer ham radio ready on Linux, and this is our Fedora edition, Fedora 34. And the last time we were on here, we got the system kind of all set up base wise. We installed the software, we got RPM Fusion on it, and we put NeoFetch on it so we can kind of look at where the system's at. But let's go and switch over to the system here real quick, and we'll take a quick look. I haven't changed much. We did put a background on there, so you can see the background. And I did install extensions and the dash to dock extension, so I have a dock now. If you're interested in that, you can look that up. It's not critical that's there because you can just press your start button and still get to the start menu and everything else. I'm currently copying my backup over to the computer right now, so that'll impact the system a little bit while we're going, but we're just going to go ahead and install software that we need for this. And we're going to actually try using the software center. I don't normally like using the software center because I'm a command line guy, like I'd mentioned in the past, but we're going to go ahead and do that. So here's our Mac Mini, all kind of finished up and booted and all this other good stuff. And here's the NeoFetch for it. So you can see we're still running Fedora 34, Mac Mini as the computer name, and it's the mid 2011 Mac Mini. We're still running GNOME, and yeah, nothing really much to report about that. So let's just minimize that down there, and we'll take a quick look at this screen, because this, of course, is the podcast, the Linux in the Ham Shack podcast, lhspodcast.info, or in your favorite podcast app, where it will be available there. There's oh God, yeah, back to 2008, so almost 13 years of content on the site. And we're up to episode 425. We record Thursday nights at 8 p.m. Central, so you can catch us on our website right here with the live streaming audio, or you can join us in our Discord channel, and that information is, of course, right here, and we try to stream it in there. And so yeah, you'll be able to check that out. Anyway, let's just get rid of this, and let's bring up the software center. And I'm going to install software that I normally use on my Ham Shack computer, and we'll kind of look at the versions and everything else as we kind of go through it. So if you go into your software center and you can click the little search button, we're going to type in our first one, which is my favorite logging program, CQRLog. And as we can see, it is right there and available. We just click on it, and we're just going to click the install button. You're not even gonna just look at it, right? We're just going to go ahead and let it install. we won't actually be launching any of this, except for maybe a few different apps, because I'm going to copy over my configs from my backup. So everything should just come up when I start plugging in my computer. When I start plugging in my Yaesu SCU17 interface, that interfaces my Yaesu FT450D, and yeah, all the other things. I believe I have an RTL SDR here as well, so I'm gonna put that in here. But I normally use FLRig. So this is my app that I normally install to run rig control. So I'm going to go ahead and get that going. And since we have FLRig, we're going to definitely need FLDigi, right? So we just go ahead and put on FLDigi. And we're just going to click that. And we're going to click the install button. And as you see, this is pretty quick and easy. It knows you're in your user permissions here and shouldn't really prompt you for anything. It might prompt you for your password if it needs something special. What else do we need? We got FLDigi. Oh, wsjtx. The most wonderful modes in the world that are ruining ham radio. No, just kidding. Not ruining ham radio at all. And as you see here, it is the later version. That's 2.4.0. Nice part about Fedora is the packages tend to stay up to date. So we'll go ahead and install that. I know some RC builds are out for 2.5, but we're not going to worry about that right now because this is the general release here. What else do we need? Oh, how about some JS8 call? We've been talking about that a lot lately. And, oh, As you can see, it doesn't have one in the package repository, so that'd be something we'd have to manually install. So let's just keep getting the stuff that we know is going to be in here, most likely. We definitely need some satellite tracking because it's always fun to look at, and I'll eventually get back into satellites. So we get gpredict, great application. In fact, we could probably just launch it and look at it, but we'll come back to that. We'll try to get some more software here. What other kind of software do we need for our shack computer here? So we got logging, we got digital modes, we got, what about slow scan? QSSTV, huh? Let's see if we can find this app. Let's look for slow scan. These might be apps that we will have to go out and find. So I don't see QSSTV. How about QTEL? I don't see QTEL. That's for Echolink. What other application should be in here that we would possibly want to install on our system to get it going? How about any SDR applications, huh? Looks like there's a couple in here. GQRX is a nice foundation SDR. So we're going to go ahead and install that. That should be definitely a winner. Now, some packages require a lot of dependencies, and I'm assuming this is one of them because it's probably bringing in all the RTL SDR hardware support and everything else. And this is probably something we can test out to make sure it actually works. Geez, should we just go ahead and press the button for this, or should I? I don't know. Let's go ahead and plug in the SDR. Let me go find the USB port real quick here and plug it into the back, and we'll see if it comes up. Alrighty. Okay, so I have plugged in the RTL SDR dongle, and it is plugged into an antenna. Shall we see if this just works right out of the box? I haven't done anything. Obviously, the screen is still sitting here. Let's click the launch button and see what we can find here. So there we go. We got a RTL SDR. That's definitely mine. Input rate looks good. We're just going to leave all this at defaults, and we're just going to click OK and see if something comes up. Well, it's definitely loaded here. Let's see. Okay, well that's a good sign. We actually got some sound out of there. Let's go down to something that we would probably see a signal. 91 point. Oh, geez. Okay. Apparently, we have way too much gain. So let's go ahead and take a look at some options here. Now, of course, this screen is much smaller real estate than I normally have, and I'm not able to see some stuff here. So let's see. Let's turn on hardware AGC. Let's hit play again. And I believe we're in the wrong mode. So there we go. We got. You can hear it probably through my microphone. There's some music coming through. This is NPR. So there we go. Out of the box, we already got GQRX working in our RTL SDR dongle. That required nothing. So I think we got some good foundation for some stuff. Let's look at there's any command line utilities that that we may be interested in. Like, let's see if QRQ is in here. No, I don't see that. I wonder if we can just do that from the command line now. Should we go into the command line? What do you think? I think we should, because I'm not sure if the software center is going to show quite everything. So let's just switch back over to here, sudo DNF, and we're just going to do a search, and let's look for QRQ. Let's just see if it's really out there and just not showing up. Sure enough, look, it's right there. QRQ is definitely available. It's not available in the software center. So we're just going to say, well, let's go ahead and install that. Install QRQ. And as you can see, it's going to show up with a bunch of packages that you need to make this installation happen. And it does it all auto-magically for you. So we'll just go ahead and click in the yes button. We'll let that run through. And let's just give it a test. That was pretty quick. Let's just see if QRQ works. Sounds like we got some C-dubs working right there. So I'm going to consider that working just fine. And let's see what else we can find in here. I wonder if that QSS TV is available in here. Search QSS TV. Oops, TV. So that's a slow scan application. Sure enough, it's there as well. So let's just go ahead and start installing some stuff that is maybe not available in that GUI. This is why I don't really like going into the GUI, because A, you don't really see under the hood the packages that are getting installed to your system. You don't see the dependencies, even though you shouldn't have to care about it. It is kind of interesting to watch and see how that's built, because eventually you might have to actually build software. So let's install QSS TV. There's that. That's pretty straightforward. Let's just go blind here, and let's see if Qtel is in here. Qtel is in there, and of course that is a Echolink application for doing Echolink. So we're going to go ahead and install that. So that was quick. We got some digital voice. Oh, speaking of digital voice, I think we need some free DV. What do you think? Free DV? Let's see if that's on here. Yep, sure enough, free DV is on here. Of course, that's Dave Rotel's. Is that right? Dave Rotel. Oh, I'll mess that up. But anyway, you can look that up on your own. That's a great little application to run sound card digital voice across to your radio. What else were we looking for earlier that we didn't see? Oh, let's see if JS8 call is in here. And sure enough, there's JS8 call. So let's just go ahead and install that from the command line. And we can see that is version 2.2.0. And I got my other mouse is covering things. So yeah, 2.2.0. So let's go ahead and install that. So now we got JS8 call, wsjtx, FLDigi, FLRig. I'm sure one of these installed rig control. So let's see. Yep, rig control D. So that is hamlib is installed, because that'll come with wsjtx and everything else for doing rig control via hamlib. Of course, I use FLRig, so we won't be using that specifically, but you can use that to connect to FLRig, surprisingly. Well, geez, we've kind of gone through and installed quite a bit of software here. Let's look for some other SDR apps, since we know our SDR is working. So let's do a search real quick here. What's another good? SDR Angel is one that I don't know if there's actually a package for, because this one you normally have to compile, but I'm willing to search. Yeah, SDR Angel is not found. How about SDR plus plus? right. I don't think they would have it listed as that, but we can check. Okay, so those aren't there. But let's Alt tab over and let's take a look, because I really like SDR++. We talked about it on the show. And let's see if we can see what kind of packages are available there for it. So this is SDR++'s GitHub page. And let's see, Linux, it looks like they have a package there. They have a source-based package. They have a AUR package, but they don't have a Debian package. So we're going to have to build this from scratch. And I'm not sure I want to put that in this video. Maybe we'll do that as a separate, because I want to do a couple of other applications that we're going to have to compile. So maybe we'll save that for the next one after I've restored all of my backups and we actually show everything kind of getting connected and any troubleshooting that I have to go through to get that. So we're going to install a couple of applications that we will most likely need to compile. One of them is SDR++. The next one is DudeStar. And then the other one is SDR Angel, which I really like. SDR Angel. So we'll get that up here. So these are some of the apps that I'm going to have to build out. I'm pretty certain that there are not release files for this, although I will check. But DudeStar is awesome. It has support for M17, DMR, and everything else. Perfect. Fun to use. You can get onto the nets. You can listen to your favorite reflectors. I believe even D-Star sort of works without a dongle, at least for receiving. At least I think I've used it once or twice. I could be wrong. But yeah, let's save this compiling for another video, because most of these instructions are always good for Ubuntu. But I can see, we even got, he's got instructions here. Oh, okay. So yeah, he got some notes here that say for Fedora, the package names are going to be a little bit different. So we're going to go through all those nuances and stuff like that in the next video. And let's see, how's my backup? Yeah, see, I'm still bringing data across. So we will take a break at this point. And I think that's enough. So that's the software that I'm going to install for right now. Again, we'll be coming back and doing some compiling on the other pieces of software. And yeah, in the next video, we're going to go over just me restoring everything back into the configurations, and then going through each of the applications and setting them up and making sure that everything works the way it should. And what I have to do to get them to work the way it should. So anyway, this has been Bill, NE4RD, with Linux in the Ham Shack. And thank you for watching our the second video in this series of getting our Shack computer ham radio ready on Linux using Fedora 34. So check us out on the internet, lhspodcast.info, or keep watching. We'll see you in the next video.